challenges. Every day brings unexpected events, disappointments, criticism, setbacks, and emotional storms. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, as if the world is trying to test you, pulling you in every direction. Many people spend their lives reacting to everything that happens around them, letting emotions control their decisions and peace slip through their fingers. But what if there was a way to stay calm, no matter what life throws at you? What if you could carry peace within you, unaffected by the chaos around you? Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, believed that the key to happiness lies not in avoiding challenges, but in mastering how you respond to them. Life is unpredictable. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react. When you stop chasing control over things outside yourself and focus instead on your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you unlock a power that few people ever discover. That power is freedom. Freedom from stress, from fear, and from the opinions of others. Every day, many people waste energy worrying about things they can't change, what others think of them, whether plans will go perfectly, or whether they'll avoid failure. But this way of living is exhausting. Trying to meet everyone's expectations, or hoping the world will always treat you fairly, is a recipe for frustration. Epictetus reminds us that peace doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from accepting that life won't always go your way, and being okay with that. The constant need to please others or win their approval only adds weight to your life. The more you chase validation, the more control you give away. When you care too much about what others think, every word of criticism can feel like a personal attack. But the truth is, what others think is beyond your control, and placing your happiness in their hands only guarantees disappointment. Real freedom comes when you stop seeking approval and start living according to your own values. The moment you stop needing others to validate you is the moment you take your power back. Stoicism isn't about becoming indifferent to life. It's about becoming wise enough to know what deserves your attention. Not every problem needs your energy. Not every challenge deserves your worry. When you train your mind to pause before reacting, you begin to respond with clarity instead of emotion. You learn to ask, is this within my control? If the answer is no, you let it go. If it's within your power, you act with intention, guided by your principles rather than impulse. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up. It means finding freedom. So many people feel weighed down by expectations, whether they expect perfection from themselves or hope that life will unfold exactly as planned. But life doesn't follow anyone's script, and holding on too tightly to outcomes only creates stress. When you release the need to control everything, you feel lighter. You begin to experience life as it is, not as you think it should be. There is a powerful peace in acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean you approve of everything that happens. It means you choose not to resist the reality of things beyond your control. When you stop fighting against life, you discover a calm within that cannot be shaken. This is where strength is born, not in avoiding hardship, but in meeting it with grace. Even when things fall apart, you remain steady, knowing that no challenge can take away the peace you carry inside. Some believe that detachment makes you cold, but in truth, it makes you free. Detachment means you stop clinging to outcomes, people, or things for your happiness. You find joy in the present moment, without placing your peace in things that may come and go. Detachment teaches you that it's okay if plans change, relationships end, or situations don't turn out as expected. You learn to travel lightly through life, no longer weighed down by the fear of losing what was never yours to control in the first place. Building this kind of inner peace takes practice. Every day offers opportunities to pause, reflect, and choose how to respond. Sometimes you may slip back into old patterns, reacting with frustration or fear. But each time you catch yourself and shift back to calm, you become stronger. Over time, staying grounded becomes second nature. You find that criticism no longer stings the way it used to. Setbacks don't break your spirit, and other people's opinions lose their power over you. This is the gift that Epictetus offers, a life where peace comes from within, unaffected by the noise of the world. Life will still be unpredictable. People will still be unkind at times. Challenges will still come. But with practice, you can meet these moments with calm and strength, knowing that your happiness doesn't depend on what happens around you, but on how you choose to respond. The path to emotional freedom isn't about mastering the outside world. It's about mastering yourself. When you stop reacting to every little thing, you reclaim your energy. When you let go of the need for things to be perfect, you discover the beauty of imperfection. And when you stop needing others to validate you, you realize that you've been enough all along. The journey won't always be easy. You'll face moments when emotions feel overwhelming, when frustration tries to creep in, and when you're tempted to care too much about things you can't control. But with every small effort, you'll get closer to becoming someone who carries peace within, steady and strong, no matter what life brings. This is what it means to live by Stoic principles, not to avoid life, but to meet it fully, with courage and wisdom, to build a mindset so unshakable that no insult, failure, or disappointment can steal your joy. To walk through the world free, free from fear, free from anger, free from the need for approval. When you live this way, life becomes lighter, challenges become lessons, and peace becomes something that no one can take away from you. You don't need perfect circumstances to start this journey. All you need is a decision, the decision to take control of your thoughts, to release what you cannot control, and to build the kind of peace that only comes from within. Every step you take in this direction brings you closer to a life where nothing can affect you, and that, as Epictetus teaches, is the true meaning of freedom. When the mind becomes unshakable, life's difficulties lose their power. It's not that the world stops throwing challenges your way, but that you become stronger than the storms. You learn to rise above setbacks, keeping your peace intact. This strength, as the Stoics taught, isn't something you are born with. It is something you build. It grows with practice, with reflection, and with learning to let go of things beyond your control. Now, let's walk through the Stoic teachings that can help you develop this inner strength, one thought, one habit, and one lesson at a time. The first step toward inner strength is accepting that much of life is outside your control. This acceptance isn't about passivity, it's about clarity. When you stop fighting things you can't change, you reclaim the energy wasted on frustration. Epictetus insisted that your power lies in how you respond, not in what happens. By focusing only on what belongs to you, your actions, thoughts, and choices, you stay grounded, no matter what goes wrong around you. Building strength means embracing discomfort instead of avoiding it. Most people shy away from hardship, hoping to stay comfortable. But those who cultivate inner strength treat challenges as opportunities to grow. Hardship becomes the training ground for resilience, sharpening your ability to stay calm when life tests you. The Stoics believed that peace comes not from avoiding struggles, but from learning to face them with grace. Clarity is essential for inner strength. When emotions run high, it's easy to act impulsively and regret it later. The Stoics practiced pausing to reflect before reacting, giving space for reason to guide their decisions. This gap between stimulus and response is where true power lies. Acting with clarity instead of emotion helps you stay aligned with your values and avoid being swayed by temporary feelings. Inner strength also requires gratitude. It might seem strange to think of gratitude as a source of power, but appreciating what you have protects you from constantly chasing more. A grateful mind isn't easily disturbed by envy or dissatisfaction. Gratitude anchors you in the present, helping you find joy even in difficult moments. Another key to strength is humility, recognizing your limitations without shame. The Stoics knew that arrogance weakens the mind, making it fragile when confronted with failure. Humility, on the other hand, allows you to accept mistakes as part of the journey. When you embrace your imperfections, you become more resilient because you no longer fear being wrong or falling short. Detachment from outcomes is another powerful tool. Too often, people tie their happiness to results, whether their plans succeed or whether they get what they desire. But the Stoics teach that peace comes from effort, not outcomes. When you focus on doing your best without worrying about results, you free yourself from the emotional highs and lows that come with success and failure. Living according to your values strengthens your character. It's easy to drift through life, making choices based on convenience or social approval. But the Stoics believed that true strength comes from living with integrity, even when it's hard. When your actions reflect your values, you feel a sense of purpose that no external reward can match. Patience is another essential aspect of Stoic strength. In a world that demands instant results, learning to wait can feel like a superpower. The Stoics viewed time as a friend, not an enemy. They taught that good things come through steady effort, not haste. Patience allows you to stay committed to your goals without being discouraged by delays. Forgiveness, too, plays a role in building strength. Carrying anger weakens the mind, tying it to past hurts. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning bad behavior. It means freeing yourself from the weight of resentment. When you forgive, you reclaim the energy that anger once consumed and channel it toward better things. Simplicity strengthens the mind by reducing distractions. The Stoics practiced living with less, not as a sacrifice, but as a way to focus on what truly matters. In a world full of noise and excess, simplicity offers clarity. It becomes easier to make good decisions when your mind isn't cluttered by unnecessary wants. Discipline is the backbone of inner strength. Strength isn't built overnight. It grows through consistent effort. Discipline trains your mind to follow through on your commitments, even when motivation fades. Each small act of discipline builds momentum, making you stronger with every step you take. Kindness, though often overlooked, is also a form of strength. It takes courage to be kind in a world that can be harsh. The Stoics taught that kindness isn't about being weak. It's about choosing to act with compassion, even when it's easier to be indifferent. Kindness strengthens relationships and reinforces your own peace. Letting go of comparison is another vital lesson. The Stoics warned against measuring yourself against others, as it leads to unnecessary suffering. True strength comes from focusing on your own progress, not someone else's success. Your journey is yours alone, and comparing it to others only distracts from what truly matters. Awareness is key to maintaining inner strength. Without awareness, it's easy to fall into habits that weaken the mind. The Stoics practiced self-reflection, regularly examining their thoughts and actions. This awareness allows you to correct course when needed and stay aligned with your values. Flexibility in thinking is another important lesson. The Stoics valued openness to new ideas and perspectives. They understood that clinging too tightly to one way of thinking makes the mind rigid and fragile. Flexibility allows you to adapt to change without losing your sense of self. Connection with others also plays a role in building strength. While Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance, it also acknowledges the importance of community. Strength grows when you share your journey with others, learning from their insights and offering support in return. Self-compassion is essential for resilience. The Stoics taught that it's important to treat yourself with the same kindness you extend to others. Strength isn't about never making mistakes. It's about learning from them without harsh judgment. Self-compassion helps you bounce back from setbacks with grace. Silence strengthens the mind by allowing space for reflection. The Stoics valued quiet moments, recognizing that wisdom often comes in stillness. Practicing silence helps you listen more carefully to yourself, to others, and to life's subtle lessons. Mindfulness helps anchor you in the present. The Stoics taught that dwelling on the past or worrying about the future drains your energy. Strength grows when you focus on the moment you're in, giving it your full attention and effort. Consistency builds unshakable strength over time. Small efforts, repeated daily, create lasting change. The Stoics believed that strength isn't about grand gestures. It's about the steady accumulation of good habits. Each day is a chance to practice, to grow, and to strengthen your mind. Acceptance of impermanence gives you peace. Everything in life is temporary: joy, pain, success, failure. When you accept this, you stop clinging to what must eventually change. Instead, you learn to flow with life, appreciating each moment for what it is, without trying to hold on too tightly. These teachings work together to create a foundation of inner strength. They guide you toward a life where peace isn't something you chase, it's something you carry within you. And as you practice these principles, you'll notice a shift. Life won't stop being difficult, but it will feel lighter. You'll meet challenges with calm, face uncertainty with courage, and find that no matter what happens, you remain steady. This is the power of Stoicism, the ability to live with strength, peace, and purpose, no matter what comes your way. Strength of mind creates stability, but emotions still have the power to pull us off course if we don't learn to manage them. Even the strongest principles can be undermined when feelings like anger, fear, or sadness are left unchecked. It's not that Stoics suppress emotions, they learn how to guide them, ensuring they never take control. Mastering emotions is essential for staying grounded, unbothered, and fully in control of yourself, no matter the circumstances. This mastery does not come from avoidance, but through understanding, training, and applying strategies that keep emotions from dictating your actions. Mastering your emotions begins with awareness. Too often, emotions surge before reason has a chance to step in, leading to impulsive reactions. By becoming aware of emotional triggers, you can spot the first signs of anger or anxiety and choose how to respond before they take over. This is the first step to control, recognizing what is stirring within you without becoming consumed by it. Slowing down the moment helps create space for reason. The Stoics teach the importance of pausing before reacting. That brief pause, a deep breath or a silent reflection, creates a gap between the feeling and your response. This gap is where your power lies, giving you the chance to act with clarity rather than emotional impulse. Slowing down ensures you respond in ways that align with your values, not fleeting emotions. To master emotions, it is essential to separate thoughts from reality. Often, emotions arise not from what happens, but from how you interpret what happens. For example, an insult only has power if you believe it diminishes your worth. Learning to question emotional thoughts helps you see situations objectively. Instead of thinking, "They disrespected me," you can reframe it to, "They are acting from their own struggles, not because of me." This shift in thinking changes how emotions affect you. Living with emotional balance also requires detachment from external events. Stoicism teaches that most of what happens in life is outside your control. When you stop needing things to go a certain way to feel calm, you free yourself from emotional swings. Peace comes from within, not from circumstances aligning with your desires. This detachment is not indifference. It's about caring wisely, without being enslaved by what you cannot control. Training the mind to focus on values rather than emotions builds inner strength. Emotions are often tied to temporary desires, wanting approval, fearing failure, or craving recognition. But when your actions are guided by principles instead of emotions, you stay grounded. Acting based on what aligns with your values rather than how you feel in the moment creates a deeper sense of fulfillment and stability. Another strategy involves lowering expectations. Unmet expectations are a common source of frustration, but the Stoics believed that by expecting less, you become harder to upset. Expecting things to be challenging allows you to meet difficulties calmly when they arise. It's not about being pessimistic, it's about being prepared, which makes you less likely to react emotionally when things go wrong. Letting go of emotional attachment to outcomes creates freedom. When you tie your happiness to a specific result, every setback feels like a personal failure. But when you focus on the process rather than the outcome, you can maintain peace even when things don't go as planned. This approach allows you to find joy in effort and growth, regardless of the result. Silence is another powerful tool for mastering emotions. The Stoics taught that not every feeling needs to be expressed. Choosing when to speak and when to remain silent protects your peace. It allows you to avoid unnecessary conflicts and gives you time to reflect, ensuring that when you do respond, your words come from a place of clarity rather than emotion. Learning to sit with discomfort strengthens emotional resilience. Many people seek to escape unpleasant emotions through distraction or avoidance. But running from emotions only gives them more power. By sitting with discomfort, whether it's anger, sadness, or fear, you train your mind to endure difficult feelings without being overwhelmed. Over time, emotions lose their grip, and you become more at peace with yourself. Self-reflection is essential for emotional mastery. Reflecting on emotional responses after they occur helps you learn from them. Each time you recognize how an emotion led you astray, you gain insight into how to handle it better in the future. This practice turns every emotional mistake into a lesson, refining your ability to respond wisely the next time. Patience plays a key role in staying emotionally balanced. Many emotional outbursts come from the inability to tolerate waiting, whether for a goal to be achieved or a situation to resolve. The Stoics remind us that time is a teacher. Learning to be patient, even when things are uncertain, prevents you from acting rashly out of frustration or anxiety. Maintaining emotional distance from other people's behavior keeps you in control. It's easy to feel hurt or angry when someone acts unfairly, but the Stoics emphasized that another person's behavior is a reflection of their character, not yours. By keeping emotional distance, you remain steady, responding from a place of reason rather than letting their actions control your emotions. Cultivating gratitude helps neutralize negative emotions. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, emotions like envy and frustration fade. Gratitude creates a mental habit of appreciation, helping you see the good in every situation, even when things aren't perfect. This shift in focus strengthens your ability to remain emotionally grounded. Forgiveness lightens emotional burdens. Holding on to anger or resentment keeps emotional wounds open, draining your energy. Forgiveness is not about excusing harmful behavior. It's about releasing yourself from the grip of past emotions. Letting go of resentment restores your peace and allows you to move forward without emotional baggage. Perspective is a powerful tool in emotional control. Often, emotions feel overwhelming because you lose sight of the bigger picture. The Stoics taught that zooming out, seeing events as part of a larger whole, helps you stay calm. A bad day, in the context of a lifetime, becomes just a small moment. Shifting your perspective allows you to meet difficulties with greater ease. Creating healthy boundaries protects your emotional well-being. Emotions often get out of control when you allow others to invade your mental space. Setting clear boundaries, whether it's saying no to unnecessary commitments or limiting exposure to negativity, ensures that you preserve your peace. Boundaries are not walls. They are the structure that allows you to navigate life without being emotionally drained. Practicing detachment from praise helps maintain emotional balance. Compliments can feel good, but becoming dependent on praise makes your mood vulnerable to others' opinions. The Stoics taught that true confidence comes from within, not from external validation. When you detach from both praise and criticism, you remain steady, regardless of what others say. Developing emotional discipline strengthens your ability to stay calm under pressure. Emotions can be powerful, but they don't have to control you. Discipline allows you to feel emotions without acting on them impulsively. Each time you choose to act with reason, even when emotions run high, you reinforce the habit of self-control. Mindful breathing helps anchor emotions. In moments of stress or anger, breathing deeply and slowly calms the nervous system. This simple practice shifts your focus away from the emotion and back to your breath, creating space for reason to return. Mindful breathing becomes a reliable tool for staying calm when emotions threaten to take over. Detaching from emotional stories frees your mind. Emotions often come with narratives, interpretations that add fuel to the fire. For example, they didn't call because they don't care about me. These stories are rarely accurate and often intensify negative emotions. Learning to let go of emotional narratives helps you see things more clearly, without unnecessary drama. Building trust in yourself supports emotional resilience. When you believe in your ability to handle whatever comes, fear and anxiety lose their grip. Self-trust is cultivated through consistent effort, following through on commitments, making thoughtful decisions, and learning from mistakes. With each success, your confidence grows, reducing the power emotions have over you. Creating emotional space through solitude strengthens your ability to process feelings. Time alone allows you to reflect and recharge, gaining insight into your emotions without outside interference. Solitude helps you become more comfortable with yourself, reducing the need for constant validation from others. Staying emotionally balanced requires consistent practice. Mastering emotions isn't a one-time achievement, it's a lifelong process. Each day offers new opportunities to practice emotional control, whether it's responding calmly to frustration or choosing patience over impatience. With each effort, you become more skilled at staying unbothered, no matter what life brings. Through these strategies, you begin to see emotions not as enemies to be defeated, but as signals to be understood. Emotions become teachers, guiding you toward deeper self-awareness. You learn to navigate them without being swept away, building a kind of peace that cannot be easily disturbed. This mastery allows you to remain steady, grounded, and fully present, even when the world around you is anything but calm. With time and practice, emotional balance becomes second nature, allowing you to move through life with clarity and strength, unshaken by the storms that once had the power to overwhelm you. Emotional mastery brings clarity and strength, but life will still test you in unexpected ways. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from hardship and thrive despite challenges, is the next essential skill to develop. It's not about avoiding struggle, but learning how to rise each time you fall. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. Instead, it's about facing difficulties with grace and building a mind that grows stronger through every experience. Cultivating resilience through Stoicism allows you to step into emotional freedom, a state where hardship no longer defines you and setbacks lose their power over your peace. The first step in building resilience is learning how to embrace adversity as part of life. Challenges are not punishments, they are opportunities to grow. Avoiding discomfort only delays your progress. When you meet obstacles head-on, you develop mental toughness. Each struggle becomes a chance to refine your inner strength and deepen your understanding of yourself. This mindset turns hardships into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Resilience requires a shift in how you interpret failure. Instead of seeing it as the end, view it as feedback. Failure teaches valuable lessons that success often hides. When you train yourself to extract insights from every setback, you stop fearing failure and begin seeing it as part of the path to improvement. This perspective makes it easier to stay calm when things don't go as planned, allowing you to move forward without emotional baggage. Letting go of attachment to outcomes builds resilience by freeing you from disappointment. Life rarely unfolds exactly as expected, and clinging to specific outcomes only leads to frustration. When you focus on doing your best without demanding a certain result, you develop a kind of freedom that allows you to adapt gracefully to whatever happens next. This flexibility is a hallmark of resilience. Building resilience also means embracing change. Resisting change only creates tension, while acceptance allows you to flow with life's natural rhythm. The Stoics teach that everything in life is temporary, from joy to sorrow. Understanding this truth helps you meet both good and bad times with equanimity, knowing that neither will last forever. This acceptance gives you the strength to keep going, even when life takes unexpected turns. Resilient people learn to find meaning in their struggles. Hardship becomes more bearable when you connect it to a deeper purpose, whether it's personal growth, helping others, or fulfilling a goal. Having a reason to endure makes challenges easier to face. Purpose transforms pain into fuel, driving you forward instead of weighing you down. This sense of meaning anchors you during difficult times, giving you the strength to persevere. Another way to cultivate resilience is by practicing gratitude in the midst of hardship. It's easy to feel defeated when things go wrong, but gratitude shifts your focus to what remains good. Even in the darkest moments, there is always something to appreciate: a small kindness, a lesson learned, or a glimmer of hope. Gratitude helps you stay connected to the positive, no matter how overwhelming life becomes. Developing patience is essential for resilience. When you expect immediate results, frustration grows with every delay. But patience allows you to trust the process and stay committed, even when progress feels slow. The Stoics teach that time is a friend, not an enemy. Learning to wait without losing heart strengthens your resolve and makes you less vulnerable to emotional swings. Forgiving yourself and others builds emotional resilience. Carrying guilt or resentment weighs heavily on the mind, draining energy that could be used for healing. Forgiveness releases you from the grip of the past, creating space for growth. When you forgive yourself for mistakes, you learn to move forward without shame. When you forgive others, you free yourself from the burden of bitterness. Resilient people cultivate self-awareness, regularly checking in with their thoughts and emotions. Self-awareness allows you to catch negative patterns before they take root, giving you the chance to adjust course. This habit of reflection helps you stay aligned with your values and prevents you from being overwhelmed by emotions. With practice, you become more attuned to your inner world, gaining greater control over how you respond to life's challenges. Seeking support from others strengthens resilience. While Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance, it also acknowledges the importance of community. Sharing your struggles with trusted friends or mentors provides comfort and perspective. Resilience is not about handling everything alone. It's about knowing when to lean on others and drawing strength from meaningful connections. Setting boundaries protects your mental and emotional energy. Without boundaries, it's easy to become overwhelmed by other people's demands or negativity. Resilient people know when to say no and prioritize their well-being. Clear boundaries create a safe space for growth, allowing you to recharge and focus on what matters most. This protection is essential for maintaining resilience over the long term. Resilience requires a sense of humor. Laughter lightens heavy moments and provides relief during stressful times. The ability to find humor in difficult situations doesn't minimize their seriousness. It gives you the strength to face them without losing yourself in the process. Humor offers perspective, reminding you not to take everything too seriously and helping you stay grounded when life gets overwhelming. Staying grounded in the present moment builds emotional freedom. The Stoics teach that the past is gone and the future is uncertain. Worrying about either only adds unnecessary weight. Resilience grows when you focus fully on the present, giving your best effort to the task at hand. This practice helps you navigate challenges without being distracted by regrets or fears. Mindful breathing anchors you during moments of stress. When emotions run high, the simple act of slowing your breath brings calm. Deep breathing activates the body's relaxation response, giving you the clarity to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. This technique becomes a powerful tool for maintaining resilience in the heat of the moment. Developing flexibility in thinking helps you adapt to change with ease. Rigid beliefs and expectations often lead to disappointment, but flexible thinking allows you to adjust gracefully when things shift. Resilient people are open to new perspectives and willing to change their approach when necessary. This openness makes it easier to find solutions and move forward, no matter what challenges arise. Maintaining a sense of purpose during difficult times keeps you motivated. Purpose acts as a compass, guiding you through the storm and reminding you why you started. When you stay connected to your purpose, setbacks feel less overwhelming and you find the strength to keep going. Purpose transforms obstacles into meaningful challenges rather than insurmountable problems. Creating daily routines builds resilience by providing stability. Life can feel chaotic, but routines offer structure and predictability. Even small habits, like morning reflection or evening journaling, create a sense of order amidst uncertainty. These routines become anchors, helping you stay grounded when everything else feels out of control. Simplicity strengthens resilience by reducing mental clutter. When life becomes too complicated, stress levels rise and emotional resilience weakens. Simplifying your commitments, thoughts, and environment creates space for clarity. It becomes easier to focus on what truly matters, allowing you to meet challenges with a clear mind and calm heart. Maintaining perspective helps you navigate setbacks with grace. The Stoics teach that every situation, no matter how difficult, is temporary. Remembering this truth provides comfort during tough times and encourages you to keep moving forward. Perspective allows you to see setbacks not as permanent failures, but as part of a larger journey toward growth and wisdom. Through consistent effort, resilience becomes a way of life. Each time you face a challenge with courage, reflect on a failure with wisdom, or meet hardship with acceptance, your inner strength grows. With practice, resilience becomes second nature, allowing you to move through life with emotional freedom and unshakable peace. Resilience grants you the ability to face life's hardships, but even the strongest minds can falter when weighed down by the fear of others' opinions. Worrying about what others think is one of the most exhausting burdens to carry. It drains your peace, clouds your decisions, and limits your potential. Epictetus reminds us that freedom begins when we stop allowing others to control how we feel about ourselves. Letting go of that need opens a path to emotional clarity and self-trust. where you no longer feel the pressure to meet anyone's expectations but your own. The fear of judgment often stems from the desire to be accepted. It's natural to want approval, but constantly seeking it hands over your peace to others. When you rely on others' opinions to feel good about yourself, you give them control over your emotions. Stoicism teaches that self-worth cannot be found in external validation. It must come from within. Learning to trust your own judgment builds the foundation for emotional independence. Your sense of identity becomes clearer when you stop measuring yourself by others' standards. Too often, people shape their choices based on what they think others expect from them, losing touch with who they really are. The Stoics teach that clarity comes when you define your values and live by them, regardless of how others respond. Staying true to yourself creates a deep sense of peace that no external opinion can disturb. Overcoming the need for approval requires accepting that you cannot control how others perceive you. People's judgments are shaped by their own experiences, biases, and insecurities, not by who you truly are. Worrying about their opinions only distracts you from your own path. Stoicism encourages focusing on what you can control, your actions, intentions, and values, while letting go of the rest. Freedom from the fear of judgment begins with detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring about others entirely, but rather that you no longer let their opinions determine your self-worth. When you detach from both praise and criticism, you find stability within. Compliments no longer inflate your ego, and insults no longer harm you, because neither has the power to define you. It's essential to remember that not everyone will understand or agree with your choices, and that's okay. The Stoics teach that peace comes from living in alignment with your values, not from trying to please everyone. Trying to earn universal approval is a losing battle, one that drains energy and leaves you feeling empty. Focusing instead on your own principles allows you to act with purpose, no matter how others respond. Letting go of the need to be liked allows you to make bolder choices. Fear of judgment often leads to hesitation, causing you to miss opportunities or play it safe. When you release this fear, you open yourself to new experiences without worrying about what others might say. This freedom fosters growth and helps you become the person you are meant to be. Learning to stay grounded in your values also protects you from the emotional ups and downs that come with seeking validation. The Stoics teach that emotions tied to other people's opinions are fleeting, rising and falling like waves. But when you anchor yourself in your principles, you remain steady. This steadiness allows you to navigate life with clarity, unbothered by external noise. Another way to stop worrying about others' opinions is by practicing humility. Humility reminds you that no one is perfect, not you, and not those who judge you. Everyone makes mistakes and holds imperfect views. This realization softens the impact of criticism and frees you from the pressure to appear flawless. When you embrace your imperfections, you no longer fear being misunderstood. The practice of self-reflection strengthens your ability to release the need for approval. Regularly reflecting on your thoughts, actions, and decisions helps you develop a deeper understanding of yourself. As this self-awareness grows, your reliance on external validation fades. You begin to trust your own judgment, knowing that your worth is not tied to anyone else's opinion. Setting boundaries with those who frequently judge or criticize is essential for protecting your peace. Stoicism encourages guarding your mind against negativity, just as you would protect your body from harm. Limiting exposure to toxic opinions allows you to maintain your focus on what matters, rather than being dragged down by unnecessary criticism. Practicing gratitude helps shift your focus away from others' opinions and toward the positive aspects of your life. Gratitude trains your mind to appreciate what you have, making it less vulnerable to feelings of inadequacy or comparison. When you are grateful, the need for validation diminishes, and you find contentment within yourself. The Stoics remind us that comparison is the thief of joy. Comparing yourself to others only amplifies insecurities and fuels the fear of judgment. Each person's journey is unique, shaped by different circumstances and experiences. When you focus on your own progress, instead of measuring yourself against others, you free yourself from unnecessary worry. Developing emotional independence helps you stand firm in the face of judgment. Emotional independence means finding fulfillment in your own actions rather than in others' responses. When you act according to your values, you experience a deep sense of satisfaction that no external approval can provide. This self-sufficiency strengthens your ability to stay unbothered by opinions. Practicing self-compassion is a powerful way to combat the fear of criticism. Treating yourself with kindness when things don't go as planned builds resilience against judgment. Self-compassion reminds you that it's okay to be imperfect and that mistakes are part of growth. When you extend the same kindness to yourself that you would offer to a friend, the sting of criticism lessens. Choosing silence in the face of criticism can be a powerful act of control. Not every comment requires a response, and engaging with negativity only gives it more power. The Stoics teach that sometimes the best response is no response at all. Remaining silent not only preserves your peace, but also signals that your self-worth does not depend on others' opinions. Trusting the natural course of events also helps ease the worry about what others think. The Stoics believed that everything happens for a reason, even if it's not immediately clear. When you trust that each experience, whether positive or negative, plays a role in your growth, you become less concerned with how others perceive it. Stoicism encourages focusing on effort rather than outcomes, which helps shift your attention away from external opinions. When you measure success by your effort and dedication rather than by how others respond, you free yourself from the pressure to perform perfectly. This mindset allows you to take risks and embrace challenges without fear of judgment. Another way to stop worrying about others' opinions is by reminding yourself that people are often more focused on themselves than on you. Most judgments are fleeting, passing through others' minds as quickly as they arrived. Recognizing this truth helps you see that worrying about every opinion is unnecessary and gives you the freedom to focus on your own life. Stoicism also teaches the value of accepting that not everyone will like you, and that's perfectly fine. Trying to be liked by everyone forces you to betray your authenticity, leading to inner conflict. Embracing the fact that some people may not approve of you frees you to be yourself without compromise. Developing a sense of humor about yourself helps ease the weight of criticism. Laughter dissolves tension and reminds you not to take yourself too seriously. When you can laugh at your mistakes or quirks, others' opinions lose their sting. Humor provides perspective, showing you that no judgment is as important as it seems. The more you practice detachment from others' opinions, the more you strengthen your inner peace. Each time you choose to act based on your values rather than fear of judgment, you reinforce your emotional freedom. Over time, the need for approval fades, leaving behind a sense of self-assurance that no external opinion can shake. The more you release the need for approval, the more space you create for lasting peace. But peace doesn't come naturally. It requires conscious effort to cultivate and protect it. The world will continue to throw challenges your way, and even well-meaning people will disrupt your sense of calm. Stoicism offers timeless wisdom to guard your mind, helping you build inner defenses that allow your peace to remain intact, regardless of what happens around you. These insights are not about avoiding life's storms, but about finding stillness within them. ensuring that your calm becomes unshakable. One of the first lessons in protecting your peace is mastering your inner dialogue. The mind often amplifies worries and fears, but Stoic wisdom teaches that peace begins with how you speak to yourself. Practicing mindful awareness of your thoughts allows you to challenge negativity before it takes root. When you train your inner voice to be kind, rational, and grounded in truth, your peace becomes harder to disturb. Limiting exposure to unnecessary drama strengthens your emotional well-being. Stoics remind us that not every conflict requires our involvement. Choosing when to engage and when to step back protects your mental energy. Peace comes from learning to walk away from battles that don't align with your values, allowing you to conserve your strength for what truly matters. Another key to protecting your peace is accepting that discomfort is part of life. People often chase comfort, hoping to avoid difficulties altogether, but this pursuit leads to more stress. Stoic wisdom teaches that peace is not found in perfect conditions, but in learning to stay calm within imperfect ones. The ability to accept discomfort without resistance creates resilience and keeps your mind at ease. Simplifying your desires plays an essential role in maintaining peace. The more you crave, the more vulnerable your peace becomes. Unmet desires create frustration, but when you reduce your wants, you discover that much of what you already have is enough. This practice of contentment teaches you to find joy in simplicity, making your peace less dependent on external gains. Building mental boundaries helps guard your mind from negativity. Just as you would protect your home from intruders, you must protect your mind from thoughts that disturb your calm. This boundary isn't about denial. It's about consciously deciding which thoughts to entertain and which to dismiss. Strengthening this filter ensures that negativity doesn't take up residence in your mind. Cultivating a sense of detachment preserves your peace in unpredictable situations. The Stoics teach that everything in life is temporary, relationships, successes, and failures alike. Learning to hold things loosely rather than clinging tightly allows you to enjoy them without fear of losing them. This mindset ensures that even when things change, your peace remains intact. Practicing gratitude daily helps anchor your mind in the present. Worry often arises from focusing on what is lacking or what might go wrong, but gratitude shifts your attention to what is already good. Gratitude is a mental habit that, when cultivated, keeps negativity from overshadowing your sense of peace. It reminds you that even amidst challenges, there is still much to appreciate. Patience plays a crucial role in protecting your peace. Impatience arises when you try to force outcomes, but peace comes from trusting that things will unfold in their own time. The Stoics teach that every delay offers an opportunity to practice stillness. Patience is not passive. It is the active choice to remain calm, even when things are uncertain. Another powerful tool for maintaining peace is controlling your reactions. Life will always present situations that provoke frustration or anger, but you have the power to choose your response. The Stoics remind us that peace is not the absence of challenges. It is the ability to stay composed regardless of circumstances. Practicing calm responses strengthens your inner stability. Creating moments of stillness throughout your day helps reset your mind. In a world full of distractions, finding time for quiet reflection becomes essential. These moments allow you to reconnect with yourself, clear mental clutter, and regain clarity. Regular stillness strengthens your inner peace, making it easier to navigate life with a steady mind. Letting go of perfectionism preserves your sense of calm. The Stoics remind us that no one is perfect, and chasing perfection only leads to disappointment. Peace comes from accepting your imperfections and those of others. This acceptance frees you from the stress of unrealistic expectations, allowing you to experience life more fully. Focusing on what you can control is a foundational principle in Stoic wisdom. Worry arises when you try to manage things beyond your reach. The Stoics teach that your peace lies in recognizing the limits of your control and focusing your energy where it truly matters. This clarity allows you to let go of unnecessary concerns and stay grounded in the present moment. Regular self-reflection strengthens your ability to protect your peace. Reflecting on your actions, thoughts, and emotions helps you identify areas where your peace is most often disrupted. This awareness allows you to make adjustments, ensuring that your daily habits align with the calm you seek. Self-reflection becomes a compass that guides you toward greater inner stability. Embracing impermanence helps prevent emotional turbulence. The Stoics teach that change is the only constant in life, and resisting it only creates suffering. Peace comes from accepting that everything is in flux and learning to move with the flow of life. When you embrace change instead of fearing it, you experience a deeper sense of calm. Setting healthy boundaries in relationships protects your emotional space. Not every person will align with your values, and not every relationship will contribute to your peace. Learning to say no without guilt ensures that you prioritize your well-being. Healthy boundaries allow you to engage with others without sacrificing your peace of mind. Practicing humility helps prevent ego-driven conflicts. The Stoics teach that peace is disrupted when pride takes over. Humility reminds you that you don't need to prove yourself to others. This mindset helps you avoid unnecessary arguments and stay focused on what truly matters. Humility also fosters empathy, creating peaceful relationships with those around you. Avoiding overthinking preserves your peace. The mind has a tendency to overcomplicate situations, but Stoic wisdom encourages simplicity in thought. When you focus on what is essential and let go of mental clutter, peace follows naturally. Overthinking drains energy, but simplicity restores it, allowing you to approach life with a clear and calm mind. Engaging in meaningful activities nurtures inner peace. The Stoics teach that idleness breeds restlessness, but purposeful action creates fulfillment. When you align your daily actions with your values, you experience a sense of harmony that protects your peace. Meaningful work becomes a source of joy, even in challenging times. Forgiving others restores your peace by releasing emotional burdens. Holding on to anger or resentment ties you to the past, but forgiveness sets you free. The Stoics remind us that peace cannot coexist with bitterness. Forgiving others is not about excusing harm. It's about reclaiming your power and creating space for healing. Maintaining a sense of humor helps lighten heavy moments. Laughter is a natural way to release tension and maintain perspective. The Stoics teach that humor provides relief during difficult times, reminding you not to take life too seriously. A light heart fosters resilience and keeps your peace intact, even when challenges arise. Staying connected to nature offers a powerful way to protect your peace. The natural world reflects the Stoic principle of balance and impermanence. Time spent in nature helps reset your mind, offering perspective on life's challenges. Nature teaches that everything flows in cycles, reminding you to stay grounded amidst change. Through these practices, peace becomes a way of being, not just a fleeting experience. The more you integrate Stoic wisdom into your daily life, the more natural it becomes to protect your mind from disturbances. Over time, you develop a mental landscape that is calm, clear, and resilient, a peace that remains steady no matter what life brings. Peace becomes steady when you stop resisting life's natural flow, but no peace can last without mastering the art of acceptance. Life unfolds on its own terms, not according to your plans. Struggles, losses, and disappointments will arise, regardless of how carefully you try to avoid them. The Stoics teach that acceptance is not about surrendering to fate, but about embracing challenges as an integral part of the human experience. True strength lies in learning how to meet life's difficulties with openness, transforming resistance into growth. Acceptance begins with recognizing that much of life is beyond control. You can influence outcomes but never guarantee them. Clinging to rigid expectations only brings frustration. When you release the need for things to go exactly as planned, you create space for peace. Accepting uncertainty doesn't weaken your resolve. It sharpens it by focusing your energy on actions you can take, rather than fretting over those you can't. Meeting challenges with acceptance allows you to engage fully with reality, instead of wishing it were different. The Stoics understood that suffering is often amplified by resistance. Struggling against what already is only deepens frustration. Acceptance softens the experience, giving you the clarity to respond wisely. It's not passive submission, it's an active choice to align yourself with life as it unfolds. Learning to accept discomfort is key to inner resilience. Many difficulties arise because people believe life should always feel pleasant. Stoicism teaches that discomfort is not the enemy. It is a necessary part of growth. Accepting discomfort, whether physical, emotional, or mental, reduces its hold over you. When you stop fearing discomfort, you approach challenges with greater courage. Another lesson in acceptance is letting go of attachment to outcomes. It's natural to have goals, but peace comes from detaching your sense of worth from specific results. When your identity becomes tied to success or failure, every setback feels like a personal defeat. The Stoics remind us that effort matters more than results. Accepting this truth allows you to remain steady, regardless of how things turn out. Acceptance also involves forgiving yourself for past mistakes. Dwelling on regrets keeps you trapped in the past, preventing growth. Mistakes are unavoidable, but they also offer lessons. When you accept your imperfections, you stop using them as a reason to withhold kindness from yourself. This self-compassion restores your energy and allows you to move forward without shame. Accepting others as they are helps reduce unnecessary conflict. Many people waste energy trying to change others to fit their expectations, leading to frustration and disappointment. The Stoics teach that just as you must accept yourself with all your flaws, you must also extend that acceptance to others. This doesn't mean tolerating harm. It means releasing the need to control how others behave, freeing you from unnecessary emotional battles. Acceptance teaches you to welcome change rather than fear it. Life is a constant flow, and nothing stays the same for long. Trying to hold on to what must inevitably change only leads to sorrow. The Stoics viewed change as an opportunity for growth. Embracing it keeps your mind adaptable and ready to navigate new experiences, rather than clinging to what no longer serves you. Cultivating acceptance helps you respond calmly to setbacks. Challenges will always arise, but when you meet them with acceptance, they lose their power to disrupt your peace. Instead of seeing difficulties as obstacles, you begin to view them as part of the journey. This perspective shifts your focus from resistance to growth, helping you navigate life's twists and turns with grace. Patience plays a vital role in acceptance. The Stoics teach that everything has its own season, and forcing outcomes only leads to frustration. Accepting that things unfold in their own time allows you to stay calm, even when progress feels slow. Patience is not about waiting passively. It is about trusting the process, knowing that each step has value, no matter how small. Another important aspect of acceptance is understanding that not all problems can be solved. Some situations are beyond fixing, and no amount of effort will change them. The Stoics teach that accepting what cannot be altered frees you to focus on what can be. This clarity helps you stop wasting energy on futile efforts, redirecting it toward areas where you can make a difference. Practicing acceptance also means releasing expectations of fairness. Life will not always feel just, and expecting fairness from every situation only creates unnecessary disappointment. The Stoics understood that peace comes from accepting reality as it is, not as it should be. This mindset doesn't excuse injustice. It simply allows you to respond thoughtfully, without being consumed by bitterness. Acceptance nurtures emotional freedom by helping you release the need for approval. Many people spend their lives adjusting their actions to fit others' expectations, hoping to avoid rejection or criticism. Stoicism teaches that peace comes when you stop seeking validation. Accepting yourself as you are allows you to act with authenticity, freeing you from the weight of external opinions. Accepting the impermanence of life deepens your appreciation for the present. The Stoics remind us that everything is temporary: joy, sorrow, success, and failure. When you embrace this truth, you stop clinging to fleeting moments and begin to experience life more fully. Each moment becomes a gift, not because it will last, but because it is here now. Acceptance also helps you maintain perspective in the face of challenges. When difficulties arise, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, as if the struggle will last forever. The Stoics teach that all things pass, even hardship. This understanding helps you stay grounded, knowing that even the toughest moments are temporary. Acceptance allows you to face challenges with calm, knowing they will not define you. The practice of acceptance strengthens your relationships by reducing conflict. Many disagreements arise from the desire to control others or force them to meet expectations. When you accept people as they are, without demanding they change, you create space for healthier connections. Acceptance fosters mutual respect, allowing relationships to grow without unnecessary pressure. Living with acceptance helps you develop emotional resilience. Life will never be free of difficulties, but acceptance ensures those difficulties do not overwhelm you. Instead of resisting reality, you learn to move with it, using each challenge as an opportunity to grow. This resilience becomes a source of inner strength, allowing you to face life with confidence. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means choosing where to place your energy. The Stoics teach that acceptance allows you to see clearly which battles are worth fighting and which are not. This clarity helps you avoid wasting energy on struggles that do not serve you, ensuring that your efforts are directed toward meaningful actions. The more you cultivate acceptance, the more peace you find. Life will continue to bring unexpected challenges, but when you meet them with openness, they lose their power to disrupt your calm. Acceptance becomes a source of strength, allowing you to move through life with ease, no longer trapped by resistance. Each challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, deepening your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Acceptance teaches you to flow with life rather than fight against it, but there is another essential step: letting go of control. The need for control is rooted in fear, the fear that things won't turn out the way you hope. It keeps your mind restless, tangled in plans and outcomes that are never fully within reach. Stoicism offers a path to freedom, not by gaining more control, but by releasing the illusion of it. True freedom is not found in mastering everything around you, but in mastering the ability to let go. Letting go of control begins with understanding what is truly yours to manage. The Stoics emphasize that your thoughts, actions, and choices are within your control, but everything beyond that, outcomes, other people's behavior, external events, belongs to the realm of uncertainty. Peace arises when you stop trying to control what you cannot change and focus your energy on what is fully within your hands. Releasing control creates mental space. Constantly managing every detail and outcome leads to exhaustion. When you let go of the need to oversee everything, your mind becomes lighter. You start to realize that life unfolds more smoothly without interference. Efforts rooted in force often backfire, but when you step back, things tend to settle into place on their own. Letting go also means trusting the process. The Stoics teach that life flows according to a natural order, even when that order is not immediately clear. Trusting the process is not passive. It means doing your best while accepting that some results will be beyond your influence. This mindset creates freedom by allowing you to move forward without clinging to specific outcomes. Learning to release control helps you deal with uncertainty. Many people feel anxious when the future is unclear, but the need for certainty only increases stress. Stoicism teaches that uncertainty is a natural part of life, and that peace comes from embracing it. Letting go of the need to know everything in advance gives you the freedom to live fully in the present moment. Another benefit of releasing control is the freedom to respond instead of react. When you cling to control, every disruption feels like a personal failure. But when you let go, you stop viewing challenges as threats and start seeing them as opportunities to adapt. This shift allows you to respond thoughtfully, finding solutions instead of becoming paralyzed by frustration. Letting go also strengthens your relationships. The desire to control others often leads to tension and conflict, creating distance between people. The Stoics remind us that each person is responsible for their own actions. When you stop trying to manage how others behave, you create space for more authentic connections. You learn to accept people as they are, building healthier relationships. Letting go of control helps you live more creatively. When you try to control every outcome, you limit possibilities to what you can predict. But when you release the need for rigid plans, you become open to new paths and opportunities. This openness encourages creativity and growth, allowing you to explore life with curiosity rather than fear. One of the most important aspects of letting go is practicing non-attachment. Stoic wisdom teaches that nothing in life is permanent. Success, failure, relationships, and even your identity will change over time. Holding on too tightly to anything creates suffering. When you embrace non-attachment, you learn to appreciate experiences without needing them to last forever. Freedom grows when you accept that mistakes are inevitable. Many people try to control everything to avoid failure, but this fear only limits growth. The Stoics teach that mistakes are part of the learning process and should be embraced rather than feared. Letting go of perfectionism allows you to take risks and explore new possibilities without being paralyzed by the fear of getting things wrong. Releasing control brings clarity to your intentions. When you are overly focused on outcomes, your actions can become muddled by stress and anxiety. Letting go allows you to act with clear purpose, knowing that the value lies in the effort, not the result. This clarity helps you move through life with confidence, free from the pressure of constant success. Letting go also helps you conserve energy. Trying to control everything drains your mental and emotional resources. The Stoics teach that energy should be directed toward meaningful actions, not wasted on worrying about what might go wrong. When you stop fighting battles that don't belong to you, you gain the strength to focus on what truly matters. Practicing gratitude helps you release control. Gratitude shifts your attention from what you lack to what you already have. It teaches you to appreciate the present moment without needing more. This shift makes it easier to let go of the need for constant improvement or change, helping you find peace with life as it is. Another technique is learning to flow with life's natural rhythms. The Stoics believed that forcing things to happen only creates resistance, while aligning with the flow of life brings ease. Letting go of rigid plans allows you to move with life's changes instead of against them. This practice brings a sense of freedom, as you no longer need to control every step. Letting go of control also helps you sleep better. Worrying about things beyond your reach often keeps the mind restless, leading to exhaustion. When you release control, your mind learns to relax, knowing that it does not need to solve every problem. This rest restores your energy and strengthens your ability to face challenges with clarity. Releasing control allows you to appreciate the unpredictability of life. Some of the most beautiful experiences arise from the unexpected. When you let go of rigid expectations, you open yourself to surprises. This openness brings joy and freedom, allowing you to experience life with a sense of wonder rather than fear. Practicing mindfulness strengthens your ability to let go. Mindfulness teaches you to stay present, focusing on what is happening right now, rather than worrying about what might happen next. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes to release the need for control and embrace life as it unfolds. Letting go of control helps you build emotional resilience. When you stop trying to manage every outcome, you become more adaptable. This adaptability strengthens your ability to face challenges without being overwhelmed. You learn to navigate life's ups and downs with ease, knowing that peace lies not in control, but in your ability to respond wisely. Letting go also deepens your understanding of trust in yourself and in life. Trusting yourself means believing that you can handle whatever comes, even if it's not what you expected. Trusting life means accepting that things unfold as they should, even when they don't align with your plans. This trust brings freedom, as you no longer need to control every detail to feel safe. Over time, letting go of control becomes a habit that transforms the way you live. You stop seeing life as a series of problems to solve and begin experiencing it as a journey to explore. Each step becomes lighter, each moment more meaningful, as you release the need to force outcomes and embrace the freedom of simply being. Letting go of control opens the door to a freedom few experience. But to build a life where freedom lasts, you need a solid mental foundation. Developing an invincible mindset isn't about eliminating hardships or avoiding challenges. It's about creating an unshakable core that remains steady regardless of what life brings. Stoicism offers 5 core pillars of thought that support this strength. Each pillar strengthens the mind, helping you remain composed, focused, and resilient no matter the storms you face. The first pillar of an invincible mindset is self-discipline. Without discipline, fleeting emotions and distractions pull you away from your goals. Stoicism teaches that discipline isn't about rigid control, but about mastering your habits and thoughts. When you cultivate discipline, you become reliable to yourself, following through on commitments even when motivation fades. This consistency builds trust in your abilities and keeps your mind grounded in difficult times. The second pillar is acceptance. An invincible mind doesn't waste energy fighting against reality. Acceptance means recognizing what is within your control and what is not, and letting go of the need to change the unchangeable. When you accept life's difficulties as part of the journey, you free yourself from frustration. This clarity allows you to respond effectively rather than being overwhelmed by circumstances beyond your reach. The third pillar is clarity of purpose. Knowing what matters most keeps you centered, even when life feels chaotic. When you act with purpose, your decisions become clearer and distractions lose their power over you. Stoicism teaches that purpose is not found in grand achievements, but in aligning your actions with your values each day. This sense of direction anchors your mind, making it harder to be swayed by external pressures. The fourth pillar is emotional resilience. Life will always throw challenges your way, but an invincible mindset learns to bend without breaking. Stoic thought emphasizes the importance of building mental toughness by embracing discomfort. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, sharpening your ability to stay calm under pressure. Emotional resilience isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about learning to process emotions without letting them dictate your actions. The final pillar is self-awareness. An invincible mind knows itself deeply, recognizing its strengths and weaknesses without judgment. Self-awareness allows you to see your thoughts clearly, catching negative patterns before they spiral. This awareness creates space for growth, helping you make better decisions and correct course when needed. The Stoics remind us that the key to mastery lies in knowing yourself fully and meeting each moment with honest reflection. Discipline teaches you to act based on values rather than fleeting emotions. When you build disciplined habits, you become less vulnerable to distractions and procrastination. Over time, these small, consistent efforts compound, creating a sense of momentum that makes larger challenges feel manageable. Discipline doesn't limit freedom. It enhances it by giving you the structure needed to pursue what truly matters. Acceptance provides the mental freedom to face life without resistance. Many people waste energy trying to avoid discomfort or control outcomes, but the Stoics remind us that peace comes from aligning with reality. Accepting what cannot be changed allows you to focus on what you can influence. This shift in focus frees your mind from unnecessary worry, helping you stay calm and clear in moments of uncertainty. Clarity of purpose simplifies decision-making. When you know what you stand for, every choice becomes an opportunity to align with your values. This clarity makes it easier to let go of distractions and say no to things that don't serve your goals. Purpose acts as a compass, guiding you through both easy and difficult moments with the same steady focus. Emotional resilience grows each time you face discomfort with courage. The Stoics teach that hardships are not setbacks, but essential parts of growth. Developing resilience means training your mind to see challenges as temporary, knowing that even the toughest moments will pass. This ability to endure without losing hope strengthens your inner core, making you unshakable in the face of adversity. Self-awareness allows you to understand your reactions and adjust them wisely. Many struggles arise from acting impulsively without pausing to reflect. When you cultivate self-awareness, you gain the ability to pause, assess your emotions, and respond thoughtfully. This reflection creates a buffer between stimulus and response, allowing you to act with intention rather than reactivity. Discipline also strengthens your ability to set boundaries. A disciplined mind knows when to say no, protecting its focus and energy. Without clear boundaries, distractions and unnecessary obligations can drain your mental strength. By practicing discipline, you ensure that your efforts are directed toward meaningful actions, rather than being scattered across countless distractions. Acceptance helps you let go of perfectionism. Life is rarely perfect, and waiting for ideal conditions only leads to frustration. The Stoics remind us that progress, not perfection, is what matters. Accepting imperfections, both in yourself and in others, frees you from the burden of unrealistic expectations. This acceptance creates mental space to grow without self-judgment. Purpose gives your life depth, helping you endure hardships with meaning. When you connect your actions to a higher purpose, even difficult moments become bearable. Purpose transforms struggles into meaningful challenges, giving you the strength to persevere. This deeper sense of meaning fuels your motivation, keeping you on track even when the path becomes hard. Resilience requires embracing failure as part of growth. The Stoics teach that setbacks are inevitable but not defining. Each failure is an opportunity to learn and refine your approach. When you develop resilience, you stop fearing failure and start seeing it as feedback. This mindset creates freedom, as you no longer hesitate to take risks. Self-awareness helps you catch limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering thoughts. Many mental blocks come from deeply ingrained patterns that go unnoticed. Through reflection, you uncover these beliefs and begin to reshape them. This process strengthens your mind, allowing you to act from a place of confidence rather than fear. Discipline also fosters emotional regulation. When you practice consistency in your actions, your emotions become less likely to dictate your behavior. Discipline teaches you to stay committed to your values, even when emotions try to pull you off course. This mastery over emotions enhances your ability to remain calm under pressure. Acceptance brings peace by helping you let go of the need for control. The more you resist life's natural flow, the more tension you create. Acceptance teaches you to release control over things beyond your influence, freeing your mind from unnecessary stress. This release brings clarity, allowing you to navigate challenges with a lighter heart. Purpose gives direction to each day. The Stoics teach that even small actions carry meaning when they align with your values. Purpose isn't found in distant goals, but in the way you choose to live each moment. This awareness transforms ordinary tasks into acts of intention, deepening your sense of fulfillment. Resilience makes you adaptable. Life will never go exactly as planned, but a resilient mind learns to adjust. Stoicism teaches that the ability to pivot when circumstances change is essential for peace. Adaptability allows you to move with life's shifts rather than being paralyzed by them. Self-awareness creates mental clarity. When you regularly reflect on your thoughts and emotions, you become more attuned to patterns that serve or hinder you. This clarity allows you to course-correct quickly, preventing small challenges from becoming overwhelming. With each reflection, your ability to stay focused and calm grows. These 5 pillars, discipline, acceptance, purpose, resilience, and self-awareness, work together to build a mindset that cannot be easily shaken. Each practice reinforces the others, creating a mental foundation that supports you through every challenge life presents. Over time, this mindset becomes second nature, allowing you to face life with confidence, clarity, and peace. Building an invincible mindset lays the foundation for inner strength, but to sustain that strength, emotional detachment is essential. Emotional detachment is not about becoming cold or indifferent. It's about freeing yourself from the grip of emotions that cloud your judgment and pull you off course. It helps you remain calm when faced with life's challenges and maintain clarity in moments of chaos. Detachment gives you the ability to stay grounded, no matter how turbulent the world around you becomes. Through Stoic practices, you learn to let emotions pass through without letting them control your actions. The first practice in cultivating detachment is recognizing emotions without identifying with them. Feelings like anger, fear, or sadness will inevitably arise, but they don't define you. When you observe emotions as passing states rather than permanent parts of who you are, you create space between yourself and the emotion. This space gives you the freedom to respond with reason rather than reacting impulsively. Practicing mindfulness strengthens emotional detachment. When you stay present, focusing only on what is happening in the moment, you prevent your mind from wandering into worries about the past or future. Mindfulness anchors you in the now, helping you experience emotions without being carried away by them. With time, this habit makes emotional storms feel less overwhelming. Another essential practice is reframing your thoughts. Often, emotions grow stronger because of the stories you tell yourself. By changing your perspective, you can reduce the emotional intensity. For example, instead of thinking, "This setback ruins everything," you can shift to, "This is a challenge I can learn from." Reframing helps you stay calm and focused, even in difficult situations. Learning to pause before responding is a powerful way to practice emotional detachment. When emotions run high, it's easy to react without thinking. A brief pause allows your mind to process the situation and choose a thoughtful response. This gap between emotion and action gives you control over your reactions, preventing regretful decisions. Detachment also involves accepting that you cannot control other people's behavior. Many emotional struggles come from trying to change or influence others. The Stoics teach that every person is responsible for their own actions. When you let go of the need to manage others, you free yourself from unnecessary frustration and disappointment. Focusing on your values helps you detach from fleeting emotions. Feelings come and go, often changing with circumstances, but your core values remain steady. When you act in alignment with your values, you find stability amidst emotional shifts. This alignment strengthens your sense of purpose, making it easier to let go of emotions that no longer serve you. Setting boundaries protects your emotional space. Without boundaries, it's easy to absorb others' emotions or let external chaos invade your peace. Boundaries act as a buffer, giving you the space to reflect and respond thoughtfully. They help you maintain calm by ensuring that you do not take on more emotional weight than you can handle. Gratitude cultivates emotional detachment by shifting your focus from what is missing to what is present. When you practice gratitude, emotions like envy, frustration, and disappointment lose their hold. Gratitude reorients your mind toward what is good, helping you detach from emotional states rooted in lack or comparison. Practicing acceptance helps you release emotions tied to resistance. Many emotional struggles arise from wishing things were different than they are. The Stoics remind us that peace comes from accepting reality as it is, not as we want it to be. Acceptance allows you to experience emotions without being trapped by them, freeing you to move forward with clarity. Detaching from expectations helps prevent emotional turbulence. When you expect specific outcomes, disappointment is inevitable. Letting go of rigid expectations allows you to approach life with openness. This openness brings calm, as you no longer depend on things going your way to feel at ease. Learning to sit with discomfort strengthens emotional detachment. Avoiding unpleasant emotions only makes them stronger. When you allow yourself to feel discomfort without running from it, you build resilience. Over time, emotions lose their intensity, and you become more comfortable navigating life's uncertainties. Emotional detachment also involves forgiving yourself and others. Holding on to resentment or guilt keeps emotional wounds open. Forgiveness releases these burdens, creating space for healing. It is not about excusing harm, but about freeing yourself from emotional weight that no longer serves you. Developing self-compassion helps you stay emotionally detached in moments of failure. It's easy to become harsh with yourself when things go wrong, but self-compassion reminds you that mistakes are part of growth. Treating yourself with kindness allows you to learn from setbacks without being overwhelmed by negative emotions. Limiting exposure to negativity helps you maintain emotional detachment. Constantly engaging with negative news, toxic people, or draining environments weighs down your mind. By being selective about what you allow into your space, you protect your peace and create room for positive emotions to thrive. Practicing humility reduces emotional attachment to success and recognition. When you release the need to prove yourself, You no longer depend on praise or achievements for validation. This humility brings freedom, as your sense of worth becomes rooted in who you are, not in what you accomplish. Letting go of emotional narratives helps you detach from the past. Emotions often linger because of the stories you tell yourself about what happened. The Stoics teach that what matters is not the event itself, but your interpretation of it. By changing the narrative, you free yourself from emotions tied to old wounds. Focusing on effort rather than outcomes fosters emotional detachment. The Stoics remind us that you cannot control results, only your actions. When you measure success by the effort you put in, rather than the outcome, you remain calm regardless of how things turn out. This mindset allows you to take risks without being paralyzed by fear. Embracing impermanence strengthens emotional detachment. Nothing lasts forever, neither joy nor sorrow. Recognizing this truth helps you experience emotions without clinging to them. It becomes easier to let emotions flow through you, knowing they will pass, just like everything else. Maintaining emotional detachment helps you stay focused on the present. Worrying about what might happen or dwelling on the past pulls you away from the moment. When you detach from these thoughts, you reclaim your attention and energy, allowing you to engage fully with whatever is in front of you. Practicing non-attachment to opinions helps you stay grounded. People will always have opinions, but they do not define you. When you detach from both praise and criticism, you find stability within. This practice frees you from the emotional highs and lows tied to others' approval. As these Stoic practices become part of your daily life, emotional detachment transforms from an effort into a natural way of being. You learn to welcome emotions without clinging to them, finding peace in the ebb and flow of life. Detachment creates space for clarity, calmness, and wisdom to flourish, allowing you to navigate challenges with ease. Detachment brings clarity, but to truly protect your happiness, mastering the art of indifference is essential. Indifference, as the Stoics teach, is not about apathy, but about learning to care deeply about the right things and release everything else. It is about focusing your energy on what aligns with your values and letting go of what does not. This practice shields your happiness from external disruptions and strengthens your ability to remain steady in the face of life's ups and downs. The first principle of indifference is recognizing that not all things deserve your attention. Your mental energy is finite, and not every event, opinion, or outcome merits your concern. Learning to discern what is within your control and what is not frees you from unnecessary stress. When you choose wisely where to direct your attention, your mind becomes clearer, and happiness becomes easier to maintain. Another principle is detaching from praise and criticism. Both are fleeting, often shaped by others' expectations rather than your true self. The Stoics remind us that external opinions are beyond your control and do not define your worth. When you release the need for approval, you experience freedom. Indifference to praise and criticism stabilizes your emotions, allowing happiness to arise from within. The practice of indifference also involves letting go of attachment to outcomes. It is natural to have goals, but tying your happiness to specific results makes you vulnerable to disappointment. The Stoics teach that your responsibility lies in your efforts, not in the final outcome. When you cultivate indifference toward results, you become resilient, finding joy in the process rather than in what it produces. Indifference helps you navigate conflict with grace. Many conflicts arise from the need to be right or to control others. When you learn to let go of these impulses, you protect your peace. The Stoics teach that other people's opinions and actions belong to them, not to you. Indifference to external judgments allows you to remain composed, choosing calm over needless confrontation. The art of indifference also involves releasing attachment to material possessions. Wealth and comfort may bring temporary pleasure, but they do not guarantee lasting happiness. The Stoics remind us that everything external can be taken away, and clinging to it only creates anxiety. True happiness arises when you learn to appreciate what you have without being dependent on it. Practicing indifference toward fear and worry strengthens your inner peace. Fear often arises from imagining worst-case scenarios that may never happen. Indifference to these fears allows you to focus on the present, where your actions have the most impact. By releasing the habit of worrying about things beyond your control, you create mental space for joy and clarity to flourish. Indifference also teaches you to let go of the need for control. The more you try to control every detail of life, the more stress you create. Learning to flow with life's changes without resistance brings a sense of freedom. The Stoics remind us that life is unpredictable, and peace lies in accepting this uncertainty with an open heart. Another aspect of indifference is learning to say no without guilt. Many people struggle to protect their happiness because they overcommit, fearing they will disappoint others. The Stoics teach that your time and energy are valuable and should be directed toward what matters most. Indifference to others' expectations allows you to set healthy boundaries, preserving your peace of mind. Practicing indifference toward trivial distractions helps you maintain focus. In a world filled with noise and endless demands for your attention, it is easy to become overwhelmed. Indifference to what does not serve your purpose allows you to concentrate on what truly matters. This focus enhances your ability to engage deeply with meaningful activities, fostering a sense of fulfillment. Indifference also helps you cultivate emotional resilience. When you stop taking things personally, you become less reactive to challenges and setbacks. The Stoics teach that events are neutral. It is your interpretation that gives them meaning. Learning to approach situations with indifference reduces emotional volatility, helping you respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. This practice extends to relationships as well. Indifference does not mean detaching from people, but it does mean releasing the need to control how others behave or feel about you. The Stoics remind us that each person is responsible for their own journey. Indifference allows you to care for others without being consumed by their opinions or emotions, maintaining your happiness regardless of external dynamics. Indifference to failure cultivates freedom. The fear of failing often prevents people from taking risks or trying new things. The Stoics teach that failure is not a sign of personal inadequacy, but a part of growth. When you let go of the fear of failing, you open yourself to new experiences and learn to enjoy the process without the burden of perfectionism. The art of indifference also involves embracing impermanence. Everything in life changes: relationships, opportunities, emotions. The Stoics remind us that clinging to what must inevitably pass leads to suffering. Indifference toward change allows you to enjoy moments fully without fearing their end. This openness creates space for happiness to emerge naturally. Practicing indifference toward comparison frees you from envy and dissatisfaction. Comparing yourself to others only amplifies insecurities. The Stoics teach that your path is unique and your worth cannot be measured against someone else's. Indifference to comparison allows you to celebrate your progress without feeling diminished by others' achievements. Indifference toward recognition fosters inner peace. Many people seek validation through achievements, but external recognition is fleeting. The Stoics remind us that true fulfillment comes from knowing you acted with integrity, regardless of whether others notice. Indifference to recognition allows you to find satisfaction in the effort itself, not in the applause it may or may not bring. Indifference also helps you manage uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and trying to anticipate every outcome only creates anxiety. The Stoics teach that peace comes from embracing uncertainty rather than resisting it. Indifference to the unknown allows you to stay present, finding joy in the unfolding of life without needing to control it. The practice of indifference teaches you to detach from regret. Dwelling on past mistakes traps you in the past, preventing growth. The Stoics remind us that what is done cannot be changed, only learned from. Indifference to regret allows you to move forward with wisdom, using each experience as a stepping stone rather than a weight. Indifference toward the opinions of others fosters authenticity. Many people shape their actions based on what they think others expect. The Stoics teach that happiness comes from living according to your values, not from pleasing others. Indifference to external opinions frees you to act with integrity, creating a life that reflects your true self. The more you practice indifference, the more freedom you experience. Each time you let go of what does not serve your peace, you strengthen your ability to remain calm and content. The Stoics remind us that happiness is not found in external circumstances, but in the way you choose to respond to them. Indifference allows you to release what is beyond your control and embrace life with openness and ease. Indifference teaches you to guard your happiness, but Stoic wisdom becomes most powerful when applied to everyday life. Philosophy, in theory, has little impact unless it shapes how you think, act, and respond to the world around you. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its practicality. It isn't reserved for scholars, but is meant to be lived. With simple, intentional actions, you can bring Stoic principles into your daily routine, transforming how you engage with challenges, emotions, and relationships. Begin by starting your day with reflection. The Stoics believed in preparing the mind each morning, reflecting on what the day might bring, both joys and difficulties. This mental rehearsal strengthens your ability to face the unexpected with calm. When you anticipate challenges, you meet them with composure, ready to act rather than react. It's not about expecting the worst, but about being mentally prepared for whatever comes. Throughout your day, practice gratitude intentionally. Gratitude aligns your focus with what you have rather than what you lack. This habit helps you shift away from comparisons or disappointments and instead cultivates a mindset of abundance. Small moments, like a kind word from a friend or the warmth of the sun, become reminders of the good that exists even in ordinary days. This practice reinforces peace and diminishes anxiety over things outside your control. The way you engage in conversations offers another chance to apply Stoic thought. Listening more and speaking less fosters humility and deeper understanding. Conversations rooted in curiosity rather than judgment create meaningful connections. Stoic philosophy encourages silence not as avoidance, but as a tool for clarity. Speaking only when necessary and with purpose ensures that your words carry weight and do not add unnecessary noise to the world. Mindful action is another way to incorporate Stoicism. Whatever task you undertake, give it your full attention. Whether it's work, exercise, or preparing a meal, approaching activities with focus elevates them from routine to meaningful practice. This intentionality not only enhances the quality of your work, but also nurtures a sense of fulfillment, as you learn to find value in the process rather than rushing toward outcomes. As challenges arise, apply the Stoic method of separating what is within your control from what is not. This practice prevents you from wasting energy on external factors that you cannot change. When confronted with stress or difficulty, asking yourself, "What part of this can I influence?" helps you stay grounded. Your peace becomes tied to your actions and effort, not to the results or circumstances. End each day with reflection, reviewing your thoughts, actions, and emotions. The Stoics believed in using the evening as a time to evaluate how you lived. Did you align with your values? Were your actions consistent with your intentions? This habit of reflection allows for personal growth, ensuring that each day builds on the lessons of the last. It also helps release any lingering regrets so you can rest with a clear mind. Learn to practice detachment throughout the day by releasing expectations. Many frustrations stem from expecting life or others to behave a certain way. Letting go of these expectations allows you to accept reality as it unfolds. Detachment doesn't mean indifference to outcomes. It means releasing the need for things to turn out exactly as you wish. This mindset fosters resilience, helping you adapt with grace. Integrating Stoic philosophy also means accepting discomfort as part of growth. Whether it's a difficult conversation or physical exertion, discomfort is a necessary component of progress. Instead of avoiding challenges, face them directly, knowing they contribute to your development. This willingness to embrace discomfort strengthens your character, making future obstacles less daunting. Throughout the day, remind yourself to act with integrity. Stoicism emphasizes that true fulfillment comes from doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Integrity aligns your actions with your values, creating an inner sense of peace that external rewards cannot provide. This practice also earns trust from others, strengthening your relationships through consistency and authenticity. When emotions threaten to overwhelm you, practice stepping back and observing them without judgment. Emotions are natural, but they do not need to dictate your actions. The Stoics encourage viewing emotions like passing weather, something to notice, not to obey. This mental space between feeling and action allows you to choose responses that align with your principles rather than reacting impulsively. Simplifying your daily routine also brings Stoic principles into practice. Complexity creates stress, but simplicity frees the mind. By eliminating unnecessary tasks, commitments, and distractions, you create space for what truly matters. This simplicity allows you to focus on meaningful actions and engage more fully with each moment. Practicing kindness, even in small ways, reflects the Stoic belief in treating others well, regardless of circumstances. Stoicism teaches that your behavior should not be dictated by how others treat you, but by your own values. Small acts of kindness, holding the door for someone, offering a genuine compliment, cultivate compassion, fostering connections without expectation of reciprocation. Learning to forgive both yourself and others is essential for peace of mind. Holding on to anger or guilt drains energy and creates inner conflict. Forgiveness, in Stoic terms, is not about condoning harm, but about releasing emotional burdens that weigh you down. This release creates space for healing and allows you to move forward without the weight of past grievances. Balance your ambitions with the understanding that contentment is found in the present. Stoicism encourages striving for improvement, but warns against becoming consumed by the pursuit of more. By finding joy in what you already have while working toward your goals, you protect yourself from the trap of constant dissatisfaction. This balance nurtures happiness by keeping your focus on both progress and gratitude. When setbacks occur, treat them as opportunities to practice patience. Impatience creates frustration, but patience allows you to endure with grace. The Stoics remind us that every challenge presents a chance to develop virtues like resilience and wisdom. Practicing patience helps you remain calm and thoughtful, even when things do not go according to plan. Throughout the day, remind yourself that life is impermanent. Stoic reflection on impermanence is not meant to create fear, but to inspire appreciation. Knowing that every moment is fleeting encourages you to be fully present, cherishing what you have without clinging to it. This awareness deepens your gratitude and reduces attachment, helping you enjoy life without the fear of loss. Regularly practicing humility helps you avoid the pitfalls of ego. Ego creates conflict and blinds you to opportunities for growth. Humility, on the other hand, opens your mind to learning and fosters better relationships. Stoic humility is not self-deprecation, but a quiet confidence in your strengths without the need to boast. Choosing not to engage in unnecessary arguments reflects the Stoic value of emotional control. Not every disagreement requires your involvement, and many conflicts can be avoided by simply choosing peace. This practice helps you conserve energy for meaningful discussions and protects your emotional well-being from being drained by trivial matters. Apply Stoicism by embracing silence when words are unnecessary. Silence can be more powerful than speech, offering space for reflection and clarity. In moments of tension, silence allows emotions to settle, creating room for thoughtful responses. The Stoics teach that speaking only when it adds value cultivates wisdom and reduces misunderstandings. Over time, these small intentional actions become habits that shape your character. Stoic philosophy, lived daily, transforms not only your mindset, but also your relationships and experiences. Each day becomes an opportunity to align your actions with your values, creating a life of purpose, clarity, and peace. Through these practices, Stoic thought becomes not just a philosophy, but a way of being, steady, thoughtful, and free. Living intentionally with Stoic principles shapes your daily experience, but the real test lies in mastering your emotions. Emotional control is not about suppressing feelings, but about learning how to respond rather than react. When you react impulsively, you give away your power. Stoic philosophy teaches that a calm, deliberate response creates strength and clarity. The ability to pause, reflect, and respond with purpose is what separates thoughtful actions from emotional outbursts. Mastering this method ensures that your emotions serve you rather than control you. The first step toward emotional control is learning to pause before you act. A pause creates a moment of stillness, offering space between the trigger and your response. This brief gap is where clarity emerges. Instead of reacting on instinct, you have the chance to breathe, reflect, and choose a thoughtful course of action. Pausing builds mental discipline, training your mind to avoid hasty decisions that lead to regret. Recognizing emotional triggers without becoming attached to them is another key practice. Triggers are inevitable, whether they come from people, situations, or thoughts. However, emotional mastery lies in observing these triggers without letting them dictate your behavior. Noticing your triggers from a place of detachment helps you gain control. This awareness prevents emotions from escalating and gives you room to decide how you want to respond. Rational thinking plays a critical role in guiding your responses. Emotions are often fleeting and can distort reality, but reason provides a stable foundation. Stoic thought encourages you to engage with challenges using logic rather than emotion. When you analyze a situation rationally, you avoid knee-jerk reactions and make decisions that align with your long-term values. Grounding your actions in values ensures consistency, even when emotions are intense. Values act as a compass, keeping you aligned with your principles regardless of how you feel in the moment. When you stay true to your values, you experience a sense of inner peace, knowing that your actions reflect who you truly are. This consistency strengthens your character and builds trust within yourself. Practicing silence in emotionally charged moments helps maintain clarity. Words spoken in anger or frustration often create more harm than good. Choosing silence allows emotions to settle, giving you time to reflect. Silence is not avoidance. It is an active decision to prioritize peace and thoughtfulness over impulsive speech. This practice ensures that when you do speak, your words carry meaning and purpose. Training your mind to respond with intention requires patience. Change does not happen overnight. Every time you pause and choose to act with purpose, you strengthen your ability to stay calm in future situations. Each small victory builds momentum, gradually transforming how you engage with the world. Over time, responding thoughtfully becomes second nature. Detaching from the outcome of your actions helps you stay emotionally balanced. Many emotional reactions stem from attachment to specific results. When things don't go as expected, frustration can arise. The Stoics teach that your focus should be on the quality of your effort, not on controlling outcomes. This mindset reduces anxiety and helps you approach situations with a calm, steady mind. Responding rather than reacting also improves your relationships. Impulsive reactions can strain connections, leading to misunderstandings and conflict. When you respond thoughtfully, you create space for understanding and resolution. This intentional approach fosters trust and strengthens relationships, allowing for deeper, more meaningful connections. Embracing discomfort is part of the process. Emotional triggers are often uncomfortable, and the instinct is to avoid them or react quickly to relieve the tension. The Stoics teach that discomfort is an opportunity for growth. When you learn to sit with uncomfortable emotions without reacting, you build resilience. This resilience allows you to navigate challenges with greater ease. Staying present during emotional moments helps you maintain control. Often, emotions become overwhelming because the mind drifts into the past or future. Staying grounded in the present moment reduces the intensity of emotions, making them more manageable. This practice allows you to engage with emotions without being consumed by them. Using reason to challenge negative thoughts prevents emotional spirals. Not every emotion is based on truth. Many are the result of distorted thinking. When you encounter negative emotions, taking a moment to question their validity helps you regain perspective. Rational thinking replaces emotional overreaction with calm understanding, helping you make better decisions. Choosing peace over conflict strengthens emotional control. Not every disagreement requires your involvement, and many situations are better resolved with calm detachment. Stoicism teaches that your peace of mind is more valuable than winning an argument. When you prioritize peace, you conserve emotional energy and avoid unnecessary stress. Aligning your actions with long-term goals helps you stay focused. Emotional reactions are often tied to immediate frustrations, but responding thoughtfully keeps you aligned with your bigger picture. Each time you choose to act with purpose, you reinforce your commitment to personal growth. This alignment brings clarity, helping you stay on track even in challenging moments. Learning to let emotions flow without clinging to them brings freedom. Emotions are like waves. They rise and fall naturally. When you stop resisting or suppressing emotions, they lose their power over you. Allowing emotions to move through you without attachment creates mental space, enabling you to respond calmly and effectively. Practicing forgiveness reduces emotional reactivity. Holding on to anger or resentment creates emotional burdens that weigh you down. Forgiving others and yourself frees you from these burdens, making it easier to respond with kindness and understanding. Forgiveness transforms negative emotions into opportunities for personal growth. Engaging in self-reflection strengthens your ability to respond with purpose. Reviewing your thoughts and actions at the end of each day helps you identify patterns and areas for improvement. This practice deepens your self-awareness, ensuring that your responses align with your values. Reflection turns emotional challenges into lessons, fostering continuous growth. Building emotional control also involves practicing humility. Many emotional reactions stem from pride or ego. Humility allows you to step back from conflicts and view them objectively. When you let go of the need to prove yourself, you respond more thoughtfully. This shift in perspective brings peace and clarity to your interactions. Responding with patience in difficult moments cultivates emotional strength. Patience is not passive. It is the active choice to remain calm in the face of discomfort. Practicing patience allows you to stay composed, even when situations feel overwhelming. This steadiness becomes a source of strength, enabling you to respond with wisdom rather than frustration. Choosing to focus on what you can control brings clarity. Emotional reactions often arise from trying to manage things beyond your reach. When you shift your attention to what you can influence, your thoughts, actions, and responses, you regain control over your emotions. This practice helps you stay grounded, regardless of external circumstances. Training your mind to respond, rather than react, transforms your experience of life. You become less vulnerable to emotional storms and more capable of navigating challenges with grace. Each moment of control reinforces your inner peace, creating a steady foundation that supports you in every situation. Through these practices, Stoic thought becomes a guiding force, helping you live with clarity, purpose, and calm. Mastering emotional control sets a powerful foundation, but discipline is the force that carries this mastery into every area of life. Self-discipline isn't about harsh restrictions. It's about intentionally building habits that align with your goals and values. It gives you the ability to persevere through discomfort, focus when distractions tempt you, and follow through even when motivation fades. With discipline, every small action becomes a step towards something greater, creating a life that reflects purpose and strength. Starting small is where true discipline begins. Major changes often feel overwhelming, but small, consistent actions are manageable. Focusing on one habit at a time builds momentum. Each small victory reinforces your ability to stay on track. These minor steps, repeated daily, gradually build into lasting change. The path to discipline isn't a sudden leap, but a steady progression. Routine is the backbone of self-discipline. A structured schedule reduces decision fatigue, leaving less room for procrastination. When your tasks are part of a routine, discipline becomes automatic. You no longer rely on fleeting motivation to get things done. A solid routine creates stability, giving your efforts direction and consistency. Focusing fully on the task at hand strengthens your discipline. Multitasking divides attention and reduces effectiveness, but concentrating on one task at a time ensures deeper engagement. This focused effort produces better results and strengthens your ability to resist distractions. Developing the habit of presence transforms ordinary activities into purposeful actions. Moderation is essential in maintaining discipline. Indulgence in excess pulls you away from your goals. Practicing restraint helps you stay focused, ensuring that short-term pleasures do not derail long-term progress. Stoic discipline isn't about deprivation. It's about intentional choices that align with your higher purpose. Failure becomes a teacher when you approach it with the right mindset. Mistakes are inevitable, but they provide valuable insights. Instead of seeing failure as a setback, view it as feedback. Learning from mistakes refines your discipline, helping you adjust and improve. Every stumble becomes part of your progress when met with curiosity rather than defeat. Accountability reinforces discipline by keeping you honest with yourself. Tracking your progress, whether through journaling or other methods, ensures that you stay on course. Accountability helps you recognize both achievements and areas for improvement. It turns discipline into a measurable practice, fostering self-awareness and personal growth. Choosing disciplined company supports your journey. The people you surround yourself with shape your habits and mindset. Associating with those who value growth encourages you to stay disciplined. Their presence motivates you to uphold your commitments, creating an environment that nurtures progress and resilience. Mental toughness is the foundation upon which discipline thrives. Challenges will arise, and the ability to push through discomfort builds character. Mental toughness teaches you to embrace struggle, knowing that each challenge strengthens your resolve. With time, persistence becomes a habit, making it easier to maintain discipline even in difficult moments. Developing self-discipline transforms your relationship with time. Instead of wasting hours on distractions, you learn to direct your time intentionally. Discipline teaches you to prioritize, ensuring that your energy goes toward what truly matters. This shift in perspective creates a sense of fulfillment, as each moment becomes purposeful. Discipline also requires patience. Results don't appear overnight, and the willingness to persist through slow progress defines true discipline. Patience allows you to trust the process, knowing that consistent effort will eventually lead to meaningful change. This trust keeps you moving forward, even when outcomes seem distant. Embracing discomfort builds resilience. Discipline often demands doing things you'd rather avoid, whether it's waking up early or completing a difficult task. Learning to face discomfort with grace strengthens your mind. Each time you push through resistance, you expand your capacity to handle challenges with ease. Setting clear goals gives your discipline direction. Goals provide a roadmap, helping you channel your efforts effectively. They turn vague intentions into actionable steps, ensuring that your discipline leads somewhere meaningful. Revisiting your goals regularly keeps them fresh in your mind, guiding your actions with clarity. Maintaining discipline through setbacks develops emotional stability. Life will always bring disruptions, but discipline allows you to stay steady. When routines are disrupted, disciplined individuals adapt rather than abandon their goals. This ability to adjust ensures that setbacks do not become permanent obstacles. Reflection plays a crucial role in sustaining discipline. Evaluating your actions helps you identify what works and what needs adjustment. Reflection deepens self-awareness, making it easier to refine your habits. It turns discipline into a dynamic process of continuous improvement, keeping your efforts aligned with your values. Balancing discipline with self-compassion prevents burnout. Discipline requires effort, but harsh self-criticism drains motivation. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your progress, even when it feels slow. It encourages you to treat yourself with kindness, ensuring that discipline remains sustainable over the long term. Visualization enhances discipline by connecting your actions to future outcomes. Picturing the results of your efforts strengthens your motivation. Visualization reminds you of the rewards discipline will bring, keeping you focused during challenging moments. This mental rehearsal reinforces your commitment, making each step feel worthwhile. Discipline fosters independence. When you rely on your own structure and habits, you become less dependent on external validation. Independence frees you to act according to your values, regardless of others' opinions. This autonomy strengthens your sense of purpose, aligning your actions with your authentic self. Building discipline creates a ripple effect across every area of life. The habits you develop in one domain, whether fitness, work, or relationships, spill over into others. Discipline becomes a mindset that influences how you approach everything. It turns ordinary moments into opportunities for growth, expanding your potential. Discipline also strengthens self-trust. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you reinforce the belief that you are reliable. This self-trust builds confidence, empowering you to take on greater challenges. Discipline becomes a cycle of trust and action, with each success reinforcing the next. A disciplined life reduces stress. When your actions align with your goals, you experience a sense of harmony. There is less room for procrastination, which often creates anxiety. Discipline keeps you on track, ensuring that you meet obligations without last-minute stress. This alignment fosters peace of mind. Applying discipline to self-care ensures that you maintain well-being. Discipline isn't limited to work. It also involves taking care of yourself. Scheduling time for rest, exercise, and reflection ensures that you remain balanced. A disciplined approach to self-care nurtures both your body and mind, enhancing overall resilience. The process of building discipline is gradual but transformative. Each small act of discipline contributes to a stronger foundation. With time, disciplined habits become effortless, requiring less conscious effort. This gradual progression makes discipline sustainable, ensuring that it becomes a natural part of your life. Discipline also cultivates gratitude. The effort you invest in your goals makes achievements more meaningful. You learn to appreciate the journey, not just the outcome. Gratitude keeps you connected to the purpose behind your discipline, reinforcing your motivation to keep going. Sustaining discipline requires flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and rigid discipline can lead to frustration. Flexibility allows you to adapt your routines while staying committed to your goals. This adaptability ensures that discipline remains effective, even when circumstances change. Over time, discipline strengthens your identity. The choices you make shape who you become. Each disciplined action reinforces the values you hold, creating a sense of purpose and belonging. Discipline becomes more than a practice. It becomes a reflection of who you are. Through these practices, discipline evolves into freedom. It frees you from the chaos of distractions and unproductive habits. Discipline gives you the structure to pursue what matters most, creating a life of meaning and fulfillment. With unbreakable self-discipline, every action becomes a step toward the life you are building. Discipline builds a life aligned with purpose, but true freedom comes when you stop seeking validation from others. Relying on external approval weakens inner confidence, making you dependent on shifting opinions and unstable praise. Stoicism offers a path to independence by teaching you to look inward for confidence and fulfillment. Inner confidence arises when your worth is rooted in who you are, not in how others perceive you. This shift creates a lasting sense of peace, freeing you from the constant need for validation. Developing self-awareness is the first step toward inner confidence. Knowing yourself means understanding your strengths, limitations, values, and desires. When you are clear about who you are and what matters most, outside opinions lose their influence. Self-awareness helps you set meaningful goals that align with your principles, not with what others expect. This clarity strengthens your ability to act with purpose, even when others question your choices. Detaching from praise allows you to maintain stability. Praise feels rewarding, but it can create dependency. Stoicism teaches that compliments, like criticisms, are external judgments and add nothing to your true worth. When you detach from praise, you protect yourself from the emotional highs and lows tied to others' opinions. This detachment fosters inner confidence by keeping your focus on personal values rather than public approval. Overcoming self-doubt involves replacing negative thoughts with empowering beliefs. The Stoics remind us that many fears are rooted in irrational thinking. When you encounter self-doubt, Challenge it by reminding yourself of past achievements and the effort you've invested. Affirmations grounded in Stoic wisdom help reinforce these truths, gradually quieting doubts. As self-doubt fades, confidence takes root, allowing you to approach challenges with trust in your abilities. Finding joy in progress shifts your focus from outcomes to growth. Many people seek validation through achievements, but true fulfillment comes from knowing you are evolving. Stoicism encourages you to value the effort you put into each step, even if the results are imperfect. This mindset keeps you motivated as you learn to find satisfaction in your journey rather than chasing recognition. Acting with integrity is essential for building lasting confidence. Integrity means aligning your actions with your values, regardless of who is watching. When you act with honesty and purpose, you build self-respect. This self-respect strengthens confidence as you become someone you can rely on. The more you live in alignment with your principles, the less you need external validation to feel worthy. Inner confidence also involves accepting imperfections. Seeking perfection makes you vulnerable to the opinions of others, but the Stoics teach that flaws are part of being human. When you embrace your imperfections, you release the need to meet unrealistic standards. This acceptance brings freedom, allowing you to pursue growth without fear of judgment. Practicing gratitude helps shift your focus inward. When you appreciate what you already have, the desire for external validation diminishes. Gratitude keeps you grounded in the present, helping you recognize the progress you've made and the strengths you possess. This inward focus nurtures confidence as you learn to appreciate your journey without comparison. Letting go of comparison strengthens inner peace. Comparing yourself to others erodes confidence and creates unnecessary pressure. The Stoics remind us that every person follows their unique path. When you stop measuring yourself against others, you free your mind from envy and insecurity. This shift allows you to focus on your growth, creating a sense of fulfillment that external validation cannot provide. Setting boundaries protects your confidence from external influences. Boundaries create space for you to reflect and act according to your values. Without clear boundaries, it is easy to become entangled in others' expectations. By setting limits, you prioritize your peace of mind, ensuring that your actions align with your goals rather than with others' approval. Stoicism also teaches that inner confidence grows through consistent action. Confidence is not built overnight. It develops through small, deliberate steps. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your belief in yourself. This consistency builds momentum, making it easier to trust your abilities in more significant challenges. Learning to embrace failure deepens your confidence. Many people fear failure because it feels like a loss of worth. However, the Stoics remind us that failure is part of growth. When you view setbacks as opportunities for learning, you stop fearing them. This mindset helps you take risks and pursue goals with courage, knowing that your worth remains intact, regardless of the outcome. Choosing contentment over approval nurtures emotional stability. The need for constant validation creates restlessness, but contentment brings peace. Contentment arises when you accept yourself fully, knowing that you are enough without external confirmation. This acceptance allows you to act freely, unburdened by the need to impress others. Embracing solitude strengthens self-trust. Time alone helps you connect with your inner thoughts and values, away from external noise. In solitude, you develop a deeper understanding of yourself, reinforcing your ability to make decisions independently. This self-trust becomes the foundation of your confidence, allowing you to navigate life with clarity and purpose. Practicing mindfulness helps you stay present, reducing the need for validation. Mindfulness teaches you to focus on what is happening now, without being distracted by thoughts of approval or judgment. This practice keeps you engaged with the moment, fostering a sense of fulfillment that external opinions cannot match. Learning to respond to criticism with calm strengthens your inner confidence. Not every critique requires a reaction, and some feedback holds no truth. The Stoics remind us to listen to criticism without taking it personally. When you detach from negative opinions, you protect your peace and maintain control over your emotions. Confidence grows when you celebrate small victories. Recognizing your progress, no matter how minor, reinforces your belief in yourself. These small moments of success accumulate, building a foundation of trust in your abilities. This habit encourages you to keep moving forward, even when validation from others is absent. Stoicism teaches that inner confidence is a choice, not a destination. Confidence arises from the decisions you make each day to act according to your principles. It is a mindset that grows stronger the more you nurture it. The more you choose integrity, self-awareness, and growth, the less you need validation to feel complete. Inner confidence transforms the way you engage with the world. You stop chasing approval and start living authentically. Each action becomes a reflection of your values, creating a sense of fulfillment that external recognition cannot provide. With inner confidence, you become free to pursue your goals with purpose, knowing that your worth is not tied to the opinions of others. Inner confidence brings freedom, but peace, true, lasting peace, comes from daily habits rooted in intention and reflection. Peace is not found in the absence of challenges, but in how you engage with life. It requires small, consistent actions that center your mind and create space for clarity. The Stoics understood that cultivating peace is a practice, a way of living that aligns you with what matters most while releasing the unnecessary. These habits, when embraced daily, help you anchor yourself in calm, no matter how turbulent life becomes. Starting your day with morning reflection builds a foundation for peace. This practice invites you to begin each day with gratitude and intention. A few quiet moments in the morning to reflect on what you value and what you are grateful for sets the tone for the hours ahead. Gratitude shifts your mind from scarcity to abundance, helping you start with a sense of contentment rather than longing. Intentional reflection reminds you of the person you aim to be, ensuring your actions align with your values throughout the day. Letting go of resentment frees your mind from unnecessary burdens. Carrying resentment is like dragging heavy baggage that weighs down your peace. Forgiveness, both toward yourself and others, clears this emotional clutter. It is not about excusing harm, but about releasing yourself from the grip of anger and bitterness. Forgiveness allows you to reclaim mental space, making room for joy and serenity. With every act of letting go, you ease the tension within yourself, bringing your mind closer to stillness. Embracing impermanence cultivates acceptance. Everything in life, relationships, emotions, successes and hardships, is temporary. Resisting this truth leads to suffering, but accepting it brings peace. The Stoics remind us that change is the only constant. When you embrace impermanence, you learn to cherish moments as they arise, without clinging to them. This awareness creates freedom, helping you release fear of loss and fully engage with the present. Creating daily stillness restores your mind. In a world filled with noise and distractions, intentional stillness becomes essential. Scheduling time for quiet reflection, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, brings clarity. This stillness allows you to observe your thoughts without judgment, helping you notice patterns that serve or hinder your peace. It creates a space where you can reconnect with yourself and realign with your values. Saying no to distractions protects your mental clarity. Distractions pull your focus away from what matters, leaving your mind scattered and restless. Learning to say no to trivial matters is not about rejection, but about prioritization. It ensures that your attention goes toward meaningful actions, reducing mental clutter. Each time you protect your focus, you reinforce your ability to stay present and calm, even in the midst of demands. Practicing humility keeps you grounded. Humility reminds you that you do not have all the answers and that perfection is unattainable. This recognition eases the pressure of trying to be everything at once. Humility allows you to accept your limitations without judgment, fostering self-compassion. It also opens you to learning from others, deepening your understanding of life. With humility, you cultivate inner peace by releasing the need for constant achievement and approval. Being fully present connects you to peace in every moment. Many restless thoughts arise from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Focusing on the present moment anchors you in what is real and tangible. This presence helps you engage deeply with whatever you are doing, bringing a sense of fulfillment. By being present, you find joy in simple moments, turning ordinary activities into sources of peace. Morning reflection also helps you anticipate challenges with calm. Reflecting on potential difficulties before they arise prepares your mind. This practice does not invite worry, but fosters readiness. When challenges appear, you meet them with composure, having already considered how you will respond. This preparation strengthens your peace, as you are not caught off guard by life's unpredictability. Forgiving others teaches you to release expectations. Many resentments stem from expecting others to behave in specific ways. When you let go of these expectations, you free yourself from disappointment. Forgiveness shifts your focus from controlling others to controlling your reactions. This shift restores peace by removing the emotional weight tied to unmet expectations. Embracing impermanence teaches you to let go gracefully. When you accept that nothing lasts forever, you learn to release what no longer serves you. This act of letting go applies not only to physical objects, but also to ideas, habits, and relationships. Each time you release something that has run its course, you create space for new growth. Letting go becomes an act of peace, a way to align with the natural flow of life. Daily stillness allows you to reconnect with your values. In moments of quiet, you can reflect on whether your actions align with your principles. This reflection offers clarity, helping you adjust where necessary. Stillness becomes a space for self-correction, ensuring that you live intentionally. Each moment of stillness strengthens your sense of direction, reinforcing peace within. Saying no to distractions strengthens your ability to say yes to what matters. When you protect your time and energy, you can fully engage with meaningful activities. This engagement nurtures peace, as you no longer feel pulled in too many directions. Prioritizing what aligns with your values reduces stress and creates a sense of purpose. Humility fosters acceptance of both success and failure. When you approach life with humility, achievements become opportunities for gratitude rather than pride. Failures, in turn, become lessons rather than sources of shame. This balanced perspective protects your peace, allowing you to navigate highs and lows without being swayed by them. Humility brings stability, as your self-worth remains steady regardless of outcomes. Being present also deepens your connections with others. Engaging fully in conversations and interactions fosters understanding and empathy. This presence strengthens relationships, creating meaningful connections that contribute to inner peace. When you give your full attention to others, you foster trust and compassion, reducing the stress that often arises from misunderstandings. Morning reflection also reinforces self-awareness. Reflecting on your thoughts, emotions, and actions each morning builds a habit of mindfulness. This awareness helps you identify patterns that disrupt your peace and make adjustments. Over time, reflection becomes a tool for personal growth, ensuring that your actions align with your values. Letting go of resentment restores emotional balance. Holding on to anger or grudges creates inner conflict. When you release these emotions, you reclaim peace. Forgiveness becomes a way to free yourself from the past, allowing you to move forward without emotional baggage. This freedom nurtures a sense of calm that external events cannot disturb. Embracing impermanence also helps you manage change with grace. Life is full of transitions, and resisting them creates unnecessary stress. When you accept change as a natural part of life, you flow with it rather than against it. This mindset brings peace as you learn to adapt without fear or frustration. Creating daily stillness fosters resilience. In moments of stillness, you recharge your mind, preparing yourself for challenges. This practice ensures that you approach difficulties from a place of calm rather than exhaustion. Stillness becomes a source of strength, allowing you to face each day with clarity and purpose. Saying no to distractions teaches you to value quality over quantity. When you focus on fewer things with greater intention, you experience deeper fulfillment. This focus reduces the overwhelm that comes from trying to do too much. Each deliberate action nurtures peace as you engage fully with what matters most. Humility also fosters gratitude. Recognizing your limitations helps you appreciate the strengths and support of others. Gratitude nurtures peace by shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have. This shift in perspective brings contentment, easing the restlessness that arises from constant striving. Being present also enhances your ability to manage emotions. When you focus on the moment, you reduce the power of anxiety and regret. This presence helps you respond thoughtfully to emotions rather than reacting impulsively. With each moment of presence, you strengthen your ability to remain calm and composed. These habits, when practiced consistently, cultivate lasting peace. Each habit reinforces the other, creating a balanced approach to life. Peace becomes not a fleeting state, but a way of being, rooted in intention, reflection, and presence. As you integrate these habits into your daily routine, you build a foundation of inner calm that carries you through every experience. Inner peace brings clarity to life, but overthinking can cloud even the calmest mind. It creeps in quietly, turning small thoughts into complicated webs that drain energy and steal focus. Overanalyzing creates endless loops of doubt, making decisions seem impossible and robbing the present moment of joy. Stoicism offers practical ways to stop overthinking and return to clarity. With thoughtful practices, you can train your mind to let go of unnecessary thoughts, stay grounded in the present, and approach life with simplicity. Simplifying your thoughts is a powerful first step. Complicated ideas breed stress, but breaking them into smaller, manageable parts brings order. When faced with overwhelming situations, separating essential tasks from the noise allows you to see clearly. Each simplified thought creates a path forward, giving your mind direction instead of spiraling into chaos. This clarity reduces mental strain, making it easier to act with purpose. Journaling offers an outlet for the thoughts that crowd your mind. Writing down your thoughts brings them into the open, where they can be seen and understood. Journaling reveals patterns and recurring concerns, helping you sort through them. The act of writing creates distance between you and your thoughts, making it easier to release what no longer serves you. This practice transforms overthinking into reflection, allowing space for insight to emerge. Focusing on the present prevents you from being consumed by what has yet to come. Overanalyzing the future pulls your mind into a place of uncertainty, where worry thrives. When you anchor your attention to what is in front of you, the need to control the unknown fades. The present moment is manageable, offering clarity and peace. Stoicism teaches that what matters most is what you do right now, not the endless possibilities that may never unfold. Setting daily priorities helps you stay focused on what truly matters. Overthinking often stems from trying to do too much at once. When you identify your top priorities, you create a clear roadmap for your day. This focus ensures that your energy is directed toward meaningful tasks, reducing the mental clutter that comes from juggling too many responsibilities. Each completed task strengthens your sense of purpose, reinforcing mental clarity. Limiting information intake protects your mind from overload. In a world of constant updates and endless opinions, the mind can become overwhelmed. Being selective about what you consume restores mental space. Choosing only what adds value helps you avoid the distractions that feed overthinking. This intentional approach allows you to engage deeply with information that matters while letting go of what doesn't. Mindful breathing brings you back to the present when thoughts begin to spiral. The breath is always with you, offering an anchor when the mind wanders. Focusing on your breath slows racing thoughts and brings calm to your nervous system. With each exhale, you release tension, making space for clarity. Breathing mindfully turns ordinary moments into opportunities for grounding, helping you reset your mind throughout the day. Trusting the process teaches you to let go of second-guessing. Overthinking often arises from doubt, wondering whether you made the right decision or if you could have done more. Stoicism encourages you to act with intention and then release the outcome. When you trust that your efforts are enough, you stop revisiting decisions with regret. This trust brings peace, allowing you to move forward without hesitation. Letting go of control over outcomes reduces anxiety. The desire for perfect results traps the mind in overthinking, but the Stoics remind us that we control only our actions, not the results. Releasing the need for perfection allows you to act freely, knowing that you did your best. This shift in focus brings mental clarity, freeing you from the endless pursuit of ideal outcomes. Cultivating gratitude shifts your mind from worry to appreciation. Overthinking often centers on what is missing or what could go wrong. Gratitude redirects your thoughts toward what is already good. Each moment of gratitude rewires your mind, replacing anxious thoughts with a sense of contentment. This practice grounds you in the present, making it easier to let go of unnecessary concerns. Reviewing your day at night clears lingering thoughts, preparing your mind for rest. The act of reflection allows you to process events, learn from experiences, and release what is no longer needed. This nightly practice helps prevent thoughts from carrying over into the next day, creating a sense of closure. Reflection not only fosters clarity, but also builds self-awareness, ensuring that each day contributes to your growth. Simplifying thoughts helps you avoid mental exhaustion. When faced with many tasks, breaking them into smaller steps prevents overwhelm. Each step completed gives you a sense of accomplishment, encouraging you to keep moving forward. Simplifying thoughts teaches your mind to focus on what is within reach, freeing it from unnecessary stress. Journaling also helps you articulate your thoughts clearly. When thoughts remain tangled in your mind, they create confusion. Writing them down transforms them into concrete ideas, making it easier to understand and address them. Journaling offers clarity by turning abstract thoughts into actionable insights. Staying present teaches you to stop chasing hypothetical scenarios. The mind often wanders to what might happen, leading to overthinking. Bringing your attention back to the present breaks this cycle, reminding you that the only moment you control is now. Each time you return to the present, you strengthen your ability to stay focused. Daily priorities act as a compass, guiding your efforts. When your day has structure, the mind is less likely to wander. Prioritizing tasks ensures that your energy goes toward what matters most. With each task completed, the mind becomes clearer, reinforcing your sense of direction. Being selective with information teaches you to value quality over quantity. The more information you consume, the more your mind must process. Limiting intake allows you to focus deeply on meaningful content, preventing mental fatigue. This practice creates mental clarity, as your mind is no longer burdened by irrelevant details. Breathing mindfully restores balance when thoughts become overwhelming. Each breath offers an opportunity to slow down and center yourself. Focusing on your breath draws your attention away from overthinking, creating space for clarity to emerge. This simple practice grounds you in the present, helping you navigate stressful moments with ease. Trusting the process helps you embrace uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and trying to control every outcome only creates tension. When you trust that your efforts will lead where they are meant to, you stop obsessing over possibilities. This mindset frees your mind, allowing you to engage with the present fully. Releasing control over outcomes encourages you to act boldly. Fear of imperfection often paralyzes the mind, preventing action. Letting go of this need allows you to move forward, knowing that perfection is not required. This release creates mental freedom, empowering you to take meaningful steps without hesitation. Gratitude rewires your brain to focus on what is good. Each moment of gratitude strengthens your ability to find joy, even in challenging situations. Gratitude becomes a habit that counteracts overthinking, replacing worry with contentment. With gratitude, you cultivate a mindset that embraces life's gifts rather than its uncertainties. Nightly reflection offers closure, preventing thoughts from lingering. Reviewing your day allows you to learn and release, preparing your mind for rest. This practice ensures that each day ends with clarity, helping you wake up refreshed and ready to begin anew. Reflection creates a cycle of continuous growth, fostering mental clarity over time. These practices, when embraced consistently, reshape the way your mind engages with life. Overthinking loses its grip, replaced by clarity and calm. Each small step, whether a breath, a reflection, or a prioritized task, brings you closer to mental freedom. With Stoicism as your guide, clarity becomes not just a fleeting state, but a way of being, grounding you in peace and purpose every day. Mastering these Stoic principles is not about numbing yourself from life's challenges. It's about building the kind of inner strength that lets you rise above them. Each practice, whether it's grounding yourself in the present, mastering emotional control, or releasing the need for validation, shapes you into someone who can't be shaken by circumstances. Stoicism teaches that true freedom lies in realizing that what matters most is within your control, your thoughts, actions, and mindset. When you live by these principles, you stop being a passive player in life and become the author of your own experience, no longer swayed by fleeting emotions or external judgments. The path isn't easy, but it's worth it. Every small habit builds on the next, creating a life of purpose, clarity, and peace. This isn't just philosophy, it's a way to live boldly, without fear of failure or the need for approval. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And with these principles, you'll learn to react in ways that preserve your peace and align with your highest values, no matter what comes your way. Now, it's your turn. Which Stoic principle resonated with you the most? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Your insights could inspire others on their journey toward unshakable inner strength. And if this journey toward Stoic mastery speaks to you, hit that subscribe button